I kind of like that name. Volume.
Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you are new, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. We're going to be going over the Weapon X season and my honest opinion about the whole season overall when it comes to the characters. It's more going to be like a character review, and we'll talk about them a little bit. I got them all pulled up. Don't worry. It'll be a fun video for someone who's a new player, and that way you can kind of see a stance from a new player's perspective. And also, I have hit Infinite. Last season, I do have the Infinite, like, sleeve, which is right here. I'll equip the wall. It's cool. I do have it. It's great. I don't know why it's not changing. Equipped. Whatever. I have it. Doesn't matter. There it goes. It's pretty cool looking. I will say it's cooler this time around, or it's cooler than the current season in my opinion. So I'm glad I got it. I'm glad I joined in during the Weapon X season. I thought it was a good step for new players. I think as a new player, I can say it was a fun season, and they added a lot of cool cards. So let's go ahead and break into it. My overall opinion in every unit that has released, I might be missing one, but I feel like 13 is already kind of ridiculous. So if you're a new player like me and you only bought the season pass and maybe the gold pass, there's a lot of units in here for a new player. Okay, so we're gonna go over them, and it's gonna be put in something like this. I don't know if I want to keep this named as top cards of the season, but at the moment that's what it's labeled. I might change it. We'll see. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this up. Let's start with Omega Red. Omega Red. He is a 4/6 ongoing. If you're winning here, +3 power to other locations. He's a Series 3. He was in the Battle Pass. I see this man everywhere. Well, I see this man a lot. And I think he's really good. He kind of just gives you that little bit of edge if you're able to like sustain that one field that he's in. As long as you're ahead in that field, he'll give all your other locations +3. I do think this makes him better than Mr. Fantastic. Because Mr. Fantastic, you want to put him in the center, but he's only at 1 power. Like he's kind of outside of his like +3s. Man, he's not worth it because he's a 1 power. This guy, however, he gives you a little bit more juice. Sure, he's more expensive, but he gives you a little bit more juice in return from his field, and he also amps up the other locations. So his value is there. I think this guy's value is there, and since he's in the season pass, I think he's good. I think he's a good unit. I think he was a good addition to the game's pass. So for that reason, I give him. I think he's good. I think he's a really good unit. I think he's good. Next on the list, Sabretooth. Sabretooth is interesting because I used him a lot early on, then I dropped him out, and then I haven't picked him up since, but that's because he's got more cards. I'm experimenting with my destruction deck, and he's just never able to make the cut. It doesn't mean he's bad. I don't think he's bad. I think he's relatively good because once you get him killed, here, let me X this out. Once you kill him, he becomes a 0 cost. So in theory, you place him for 3, you let Venom munch on him for 5, and then boom, you got he's back on the field for free wherever you want to locate him. I think he's good. I don't think he's insane. I think he is a simple card, and that's okay. I don't think he needs to be complicated. I don't think he needs to be like this meta breaking tier card, especially since he's at Series 2. I think he's all right. I think Sabretooth's all right. Like honestly, he's a decent card. The only thing I can really compare him to is Winter Soldier. The difference between him and Bucky is when you kill Bucky, he goes to 7, but he's in that same location. With this guy, he returns to your hand for 0 cost, and then you can kind of play him where you want him, so you can flex him to a different spot. So, also, he is a better Venom feed than Bucky is, because when Bucky's himself, he's he's in a low cost like 1 power card, 2 cost 1 power card. This guy's a 3 cost 5 power card just out the gate. So like it's on that level of Bucky to where at least if you feed Sabretooth to Venom, Venom's getting a little bit more out of it than he would if he was just to munch on, you know, Bucky. So Sabretooth is decent. I think he's decent. I don't know if he should have got power when he returned to you. Like, I like the zero cost idea. He's just a good card. He's just a good card, right? So, Sabretooth, decent. Moving on to Weapon X. So, Weapon X, the main face of the battlefield, the Series 5 addition to the game. So, after one of your other cards is destroyed, +1 power. After every third time, improve this effect by 1. Now, how can I say this? For the face of the seasonal pass, and as a new player, he's a great card to have. However, whenever you start getting a little bit more aged in the game, doesn't have to be long, just like like a little more than a few weeks, you start to notice his problems. 1, consistency issues. He needs to be in your opening hand or your first draw. 2, can die to things like Death Strike. He can get countered by Shadow King, which is really dumb. I don't think Shadow King should reset this guy if he's built this way, especially if he isn't starting off in your hand or as a first like draw guaranteed. Like if you made him a guaranteed first draw in his text, he would be so much better. Or if you just made him not get countered by Shadow King, he would be a lot better. Both work. I don't know which one. I honestly screw Shadow King. I don't like Shadow King. I think he should not get reset by Shadow King personally, especially since you got to locate him first before you can even build him up. It's if he was in your hand like at the start of the turn guaranteed, then you can argue for Shadow King. But since he's not, I think he needs one or the other. Either starts in your hand right away or be immune to Shadow King and shouldn't be able to get reset. So for that reason, I think he's good. Really good is pushing it. He is really good. He can't for new players, he's really good. For people that have Null and like if you have Null, Death, and Deadpool, you don't really need to use Weapon X unless you like the character. I think he's a worse version than Null, and I also think he's a worse win condition than Death. However, when it comes to him versus Deadpool, Deadpool's just better. He stacks faster. He doubles his power every time you kill him. He gets stacked so fast. Like this guy can get up there like in the 30s, but you can get Deadpool to like over 100. So like the more I'm talking about it, the less I like talking about it. Like honestly, he's good, but he needs a buff, which is crazy because decent and good, but they're not the face of the season pass. And I think that's what is really like making me like drag him from up here to here is that yes, he is the face of the season pass. Why is he so easily counterable? Death Strike kills him. Shadow King counters him. If he's not in your opening card draws or your first card that you draw up to 3, or like if like on turn 3, by turn 3, you're not playing him. So so yeah, I think he needs a text buff. He doesn't need to become the next Null. I don't think he should be scaling off both opponents' side. I think your own is fine. I just think he either A needs to be able to not be countered by Shadow King and get his stuff reset, or B just start off in your hand at the text. At the game start, he's in your hand, and then he can have the rest of his text as is. I think those slight adjustments, or one or the other, would make this guy go from here to here. Because as a destroy player, you run into these consistency problems about like trying to stack him because you're focusing your whole game plan around him. Where with Null and Death, you're not really thinking about it. You're just doing your thing. And it's the same thing with Deadpool. Like, yeah, Deadpool is the same way. You can't get him in your hand turn 1 or whatever. You don't play around him, right? You're still busy stacking Null and Death. But with Deadpool, you kill him, he goes back to your hand. He doubles power. You attach Agony to him, or like a Hulkbuster. You return him. He starts doubling up so quick and consistently as long as you can blow up your field every time you place him. So needs buffs. I like him. Like when I say he needs buff, it doesn't mean he's a bad unit. He is probably here, but as a face of the season pass, he does need like he's good, but he needs buffs. He's not like oh he's shit. He needs buffs. He's more like he needs a buff, right? He's more like he's all right, but he needs a buff, right? Speaking of the next character, which would be Wild Child. Special events. Damn, I missed him. Ongoing. +4 power if you discarded a card. +4 power if one of your cards has been destroyed. So he can be +9 if you hit both these conditions, which is nice. I think that's awesome. Them making these multi-flavored decks is pretty cool when they work. I think he's the exception of what works. We'll talk about the other character later that wants to work but doesn't work, right? So, Wild Child, he's good. He's good. As a 2 cost 9 potential power, he's good. So yeah, I think it will put him right there. I like that. Next up, Weapon H. Decent. He's decent. He's decent. You could say he's good. I think Weapon H is good. So this card, it's built around Blade, Sworn, stuff like that. This is kind of like your cherry on top. What I'll say is since he's here and we can pull him up, when discarded, put this card back -2 cost. So he's kind of got that nice little like, ooh, he can become really cheap if you discard a bunch. And he's a 7/14. Well, 7 costs 14 power. But since it's doing this, we can say his cost is probably a lot less. Normally, probably a lot less. And he's 14 power, which is kind of crazy. That's a big boy right there for potentially cost 0, right? That's a big boy for a potential cost 0. So because of that, I think he's good. I think he's really good. Is he for every discard deck? Maybe, maybe not. It just kind of depends on what you're trying to do with your discard deck. Like, what is your strategy, I should say. And because of that, I think he's good. In fact, I think he's really good. But we'll put him in good right now. We'll get into the really good probably coming soon. Next up on the list, Police Beat Chamber. Nope. And did I not pull up Chamber? That's Maverick. Oh, there's Chamber. Yeah, I did, but I didn't click them. So Chamber, Maverick. So let's get into Chamber first. Activate. I love Activate. Activate is so good when the character cost is low. I don't like Activate on higher cost characters. I'll get into that when we get there. But like lower cost characters, oh, it's spicy. So Activate, +2 power for each 5 cost or higher card you have here, and Enhance. Chamber's got his own little like decks built around him. He's super cool. He's good. Like really freaking good. I think Chamber you can do some cool shit with. So, Chamber. Is Chamber good? I think he's the first one that I'm actually going to say I think is really good. I think Chamber is really good. His potential is so high. He's going to age so nicely. Oh, man, he's peak. You want to build these decks around him and you can get away with it. It feels great. He's good. As a 2/3 that could potentially go much higher, he's just super cool. And I love activates. I have a weakness for good activate skill. So, Chamber, super good. Moving on to Maverick. 3/3. Activate. Oh, another one. I love these. Give the next card you play power equal to this card's power. That's beautiful. You know why it's beautiful? Because you can strap on an Agony on his ass, give him +3 more power. You can even pair him up with a Hulkbuster if you want to, or do whatever you want to power him up. And the fact that you can give this guy more juice that he can pass on makes it so much better than what if it was like Activate. Give the next ally you play here 3 power. Now, that being said, I do think Shuri is a better card than him, just because she doubles your power. However, this guy's more flexible towards your whole roster, where Shuri you want to make sure you want to play that next big thing. And also Shuri's more for like Nimrod style units. Maverick, he's a beast. I think Maverick's a beast. So, because of that, I'm going to put Maverick in really good. I don't know what it is, but so far, Season X, I'm going to call it Season X active skills at this current second have been peak. Moving on. Honora. I think that's how you said. Aura. Honora, I think is her name is. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. 6/6. On reveal, give one of your other on reveal cards at each location +2 power. Repeat for ongoing, activates, and end of turn. I think her flexibility is fantastic. I think she is a good example of what cards want her to be. Now, that being said, as a 6/6, is she a good finisher? I she's good, but she's not like you're not winning the game because of her. Well, you could. You could if you built a deck with all three of these things and these tap over barely. But she is really good. I think she's a very popular card. So for that reason, I'm putting her in good. I is she up here? She's really good, but like she's such a spicy pick. She's spicy. I will say she's spicy. I think she's really good. I think it's between really good and good. So here, let me just order these units how I think they are. I think Maverick is better than Chamber, potentially. Maverick better. If I were to order them, I'll try to keep them in order best I can, but don't take it to heart. I could be wrong. Wild Child, Weapon H, then Omega Red, and then I think Maverick, Chamber. Chamber is so good. But then her, I think that's fine. I think I'm okay with this right at the second. Is she better than Chamber? She might be. It's a close up. It's a toss up, honestly. That's why it's kind of hard to order them. So moving on. Oh, I love this card. Now, that being said, you can cleanse it with Luke Cage and reset it with Shadow King. But, we'll talk about it. Marrow. When discarded or destroyed, there's an or in there, randomly split 7 power, -7 power among the enemy cards. This is sexy. I like her. 2/3 with an extra 7 additional like minus stats to your enemy. Oh. And she can split between discard and or destroy. Flavor. Gotta have that spicy pick, and she's spicy. So where do I place her? Honestly, this is gonna be a little biased, but is she one of the top cards of the season? She's close. I'm gonna put her between Maverick and Chamber. She's so good. I am gassing her a little bit. She is 2/3 in power. She does take away 7 power, potentially spread across. I have won so many games just off her shenanigans early on because they're like, oh, bam, Deadpool. They kill him, they bring him back. They're in, you get the lead. You pop her. Oh, Deadpool, you say. -7 on that big boy, or like make him like 0 cost or like -1. Then he starts reversing in his stacking. She she's amazing for trolling the ongoing players that like Iron Man. She's good for trolling the Deadpool users. She's got her tech, man. When you can make a Deadpool reverse his power in the negatives, you know she's crazy. Does it happen all the time? No, but she's still got that power spread that you can't really like beat. A 2 cost, 3 power that gives -7. That will put your opponent far behind, and it's really juicy. So, also, I will say this. Seeing Venom eat something negative and watching him go from super boosted to negative is hilarious. Now, I know I keep talking about Destroy, but it's so popular. And because of that, also, when they use the Wong reveal characters and you pop this thing and it just managed to hit whatever they're trying to clone, like most popular that I can think off the top of my head is like Black Panther, and you just and it takes most of it, their strategy just falls. It falls apart. So I know I'm gassing her a bit. I know. But I think she's probably right here. It's so close. She's amazing. She's absolutely amazing. So I think right here is fair. Next up on the list, oh, this guy. I don't even want to talk about this guy. He's so cool, but but he's so clunky, and I'll explain why he's clunky. I don't own him, and I want him, but I'm not spending 6K on this fool. Are you crazy? Let's talk about the initial issue. He's an activate character with a 4/6 cost. First of all, 3/6, we can bargain. We can bargain with 3/6. A 4/6, are you out of your freaking mind? Especially for his effect, it's not even that crazy. Like, oh my goodness. Okay, let me stop overreacting. He is a good he is a good he's a usable card. He's so cool though. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. 4/6 activate card. If you have cards discarded and destroyed, afflict front row enemies at each location with -2. I would do a lot to change this if I had the power. For one, you have to discard and destroy one of your own. If you had, I think it's the wording, if you had cards discarded and destroyed. Okay, so what would I do to make this guy worth 6K coins and a 4/6 cost? Because 4/6 kind of pushing it for an activate card, man. Okay, it's kind of pushing it. You're running out of turns in your game. It's kind of like, and it's like, so. In theory, cool units. In practice, meh. Needs buffs. ASAP. Over Weapon X. Buff this man. Please. I beg of you. I would buy him for 6K coins then. But, okay. In my humble opinion, it should state this. Activate if you've had cards discarded and or destroyed. Afflict front row enemies at each location with -2 power. If both apply, afflict full field with -2 power. Or enemies look. Or full, like the full, like, enemy field with -2. That's a lot of loopholes to jump for a 4/6, man. Make it worth it. Like, we could talk about it. We can. We're discussing it right now. Now, you might be saying, holy crap, if you discard and destroyed your own units? -2 the whole field? Yeah. Bro, have you seen this man's decks? They're fucking mid. Because of what you have to do. Now, that being said, if you just want me to discard something and or destroy them for -2 for frontline, that's a good effect. If it's an and or. But if you're gonna make me do both, you better reward me for doing both because I have to build a deck around that. And at the moment, there's not many options, bro. You got nobody loopholes you have to jump through. You gotta get a Gambit on your team so he can discard. You gotta find a way to blow his ass up. So you gotta find a way to destroy your own shit. Like, hello? Scarlet? Are you crazy? What the hell, Felicia? What the hell? Okay, so on a real note though, let's be honest about it. Is he good? He has potential to be good. Is he just out before like we can see that potential? He might be one of those cases where like at the moment kind of hard to use. Down the road, probably easy to use. Depends if they go down this path again, right? It just depends. But I do think it should be discard or destroyed for this effect. And if you do hit both of the effects, you should get rewarded a little bit more. Like it's kind of like the Wild Child situation, right? You do one, you get rewarded for +4. You do both, you get +8, right? I think it should be like that. You do one, you get -2. You do both, you get another -2. It could just be front load units, that's completely fine. But reward players for doing both and make it optional. That way, you don't have to build a deck around both these situations. You can just build a deck around one of them and feel happy about it and make it more flexible to your style instead of forcing a discard and destroy into your deck and hoping that it works while having it to be on an activate on turn 4. Because why? Now, I think you can activate him multiple times, though. I think maybe that's why he's a 4 cost. I think. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. I'd never used him. I've never seen him being used because of how weird he is. I don't think I've ever fought one of these in my whole career of Marvel Snap, which has been a month long, by the way. I've never seen this boy ever. So that tells me, and it tells me, needs a buff. Needs a buff. He's so cool in theory, but he's clunky in play. We'll leave it at that. Please buff him, making it destroy and or discard, and then I think that alone would make it better. Or if you want players to do both, reward players for doing both. That's my thoughts on it. Especially as a 4/6. Damn. Expensive. Much? Damn. All right, moving on. My bad. We got hung up there a second. Another one of them. Wade Wilson. 2/2. When destroyed, replace this with a 1-cost card from your hand and or deck. He's a Deadpool Glazer, but he's bad at it. All right, guys, I just went on like a 20-minute rant talking about Wade Wilson. So we're going to try to retract this back and start over because this guy makes me so frustrated that I just can rant about him for so long. Wade Wilson, 2 cost, 2 power. When destroyed, replace this with a 1-cost card from your hand or deck with +2 power. Series 4. Okay. Now, what I will say is I like his art. I think Wade Wilson's art is cool. I like his art. What I will say as well is I think he's ass. Butt cheeks. Worse than what you're already using. Hulkbuster. Agony. He's literally trying to be them with the extra benefit of, oh, well, I can bring Deadpool to the field. Fair. That's fair. Fair. But why does he feel so bad to run? Okay. So, because right now all this guy's doing is being a deck plug. He's bad. He's a doo-doo card. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know what you do to him. I don't. If you could amp his power up and pass his power, I'm sure that would be better. But like, if you're running him in destroy, the only way you'd amp his power is by Deadpool, or Nova, and that's like the only thing I can think of. It's complicated because the idea is, it's an idea. It's just not a refined idea. I just don't know how you refine it personally. I think you need to have this guy early on in your hand, in your deck, to make him usable as is. And even so, I still feel like Agony is better because she's more flexible to other units. That way you're not like, because when you draw an Agony, you're like, oh shoot, well she's 1 cost. I can kind of just pass her to whoever I want to merge her, right? If you draw this guy, he's exclusively trying to pull out some weak ass unit, and it might be like not good or too late. So have him in your hand earlier. Have him force be in your hand earlier so you can utilize him. I still think a 2 cost is still expensive, even with that little buff. I think he should be a little less expensive, but at least it's more forgivable and more reasonable to run him, especially if you're trying to make Deadpool your focus, right? Or the head pools your focused, or the pools your focused. I just think he needs something to make it to where if you play this card, he is there in your hand early or does something more massive than what he's doing. You could because like +2 isn't like, honestly, what if he just doubled their power? Like, honestly, it'd be that simple. When destroyed, don't even replace him. Well, you can technically still replace him, I suppose, but when destroyed, he passes his power to that person and then, or that card, and then doubles the power. Something like that would be better. At least then you're getting more than +2. At least then in the later game, it's worth it. At least then there's a play to be made. Because like if you use it early, you're still doubling their power, right? But if you use it like it's strong and it's really strong. It's really strong. So I don't know then if he should stay at a lower cost or if he should be a higher cost. But the idea is to make him more useful, either A, across the game, which I think doubling the power is the best way of doing that consistently. Just doubling the power is the best way to consistently make it good early, good late, and good mid. Because that way it keeps pace with the game. +2 is not going to be enough late game. +2 isn't going to be enough mid game. +2 is only worth it if you have him turn 1 in your hands and no Deadpool there. Then that way you can actually cycle him in. Anything after that, he's worthless, right? So if he's not in your opening hand turn 1, he's garbage. If you don't draw him by turn 2, he's garbage, right? So he has a small percentage of chance to be usable in that window. So that's my issue with him. Make him scale with the game. I don't know how you do it. Maybe make the power scale up depending on what turn it is. Something. I don't know. Just something to make him not feel as bad drawing him turn 3, drawing him turn 4, drawing him turn 5. It just needs to feel good across the game. That way, when you get him, you're like, oh, hell yeah, I got to wait. We can make a play here. Instead of, oh, I got to wait. I guess I'll wait until my next turn to see if I have a play. That's what I'm saying. So, my bad. I went on a long rant. Needs buffs is essentially what I'm saying. Is he needs buffs because he feels terrible outside of turn 1 and 2. I just by looking at him and his passive, I can tell you, turn 3, I'd be pissed. If I got him turn 3, I'd be like, oh my god, why? Dude, I need you turn 1. Shit, I need you turn 2. You're late. Unusable. So moving on to the next card, which is Antimantium Infusion. Now this is a real card. This is where we start cooking. This is what I wish Wade Wilson would do. This is peak. On reveal, revive your highest power destroyed card here with its power double. 4 costs, 0 power. It's because it's a skill. That's fine. This is peak performance. And this is going straight to the fucking top. It's not... Ooh, it's super good. I win games exclusively off this. I do. It's so easy, especially if the next card that pairs with it so well, to use this card. Doubling the power of, like, a Venom that was, like... Let's do this hypothetically. Hypothetically speaking, right? Open the field up. Boom, 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 boom. You get your fields. Turn 3. Level 10 monster, or power 10 monsters on your field. Right? You slap down, I don't know, X23. You slap down something else next to it, right? Meru. And then Venom goes munch, 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 munch. Eats all that power. Oh no, they play the card that can kill anything with 10 power plus. Inflicts it, right? Venom's done. All that effort, nothing. Oh boy. This work is spicy. Antimantium Infusion, turn 4. You bring back Venom. Now he's not just a 13 power. No. He's a 26. And depending where you bring him back, he might still be hungry. So he might be munching away at even more things. Just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I've had Venom become 70 plus because Mora X reloaded my hand. Second Antimantium Infusion. Second fastball. The potential is there. And it's glorious. Oh, let me tell you. Now, I will say, Antimantium Infusion does take a little bit of strategy and a little bit of field manipulation. I almost lost that word. Manipulation. Manipulation. Right? It takes a little bit of spiciness and tactics and no Cosmo, because fuck Cosmo. We don't like Cosmo around these parts. Right? But it has some of the best turn 7 payoffs. Even turn 6 payoffs that I've ever had. And without this card, I've lost so many games because destruction without some pieces can feel complete ass. If you're missing Null, if you're missing Death, it can feel terrible because Weapon X is going to carry it. You can even use this on Weapon X. You get him up to like 10 stacks, 15 stacks. Revive him. Why not? Double his power. Make him big. So for that reason, peak. This card is peak. It only got better though, like truly better, because of this next card. Fastball Special. This is what really made Adamantium Infusion go from really good to broken. Broken. With the capital BR. Broken. Fastball Special. On reveal, destroy your highest power card here and inflict an enemy card here with that much power. With that much negative power. I fumbled the crap out of it. Essentially, ya yeets, splat, they go negative, your thing dies, Weapon X goes, whee, and gets a point. He one-ups. And then you play Adamantium Infusion, and you revive yours and laugh at them when they're negative 30 or whatever it is. Like, ha ha ha. Ha. You're all omega negative, and I am twice as strong now. So, yes. 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 The best card in the whole pass, or the whole season, in my humble opinion, is Fastball Special. That is a peak card. That is a fun card. That is a game designing card that makes decks go from meh to crazy good. That is what, like, there's strategy involved in using Fastball. It can be played early on because it's a 2-cost. Sure, you have Marrow in your hand. You place her turn 2. You're like, well, I have Fastball here. I don't know if I'm going to use it. I don't know if I need it late game. But hey, I noticed they have something across the field that can't, it's going to hinder them if it goes negative. And if I use it early, Marrow might just hit more than -7 on them because it's going to be -3 plus whatever you throw on them, which is -10. So there's strategy in this card. You can save it for late game and try to get a big old banger of a bomb off, or you can use it early and do some mental damage first. Depends. It depends on the situation. It really does. I like it. I personally love using it late game as my winning combo. I Fastball, Adamantium Infusion, and then they are cooked. Now, I will say this comes with some limits, of course. Like, Null completely doesn't care. You hit Null with this, he's just going to be like, thanks for boosting me up another power. It doesn't cut. What I'm saying is it doesn't cut Null's power, because as soon as the unit dies, Null just gets reset to, like, where he was, plus whatever you just gave him, right? So, terrible against Null. Good against mostly everything else, except for, like, Luke Cage and Shadow King. Ugh, I hate those units. I can't stand those units. But that being said, to wrap up this video, it's Fastball Special, the best thing you could possibly get out of this easily. And it's a Series 4. Should be a Series 4. It's peak. So many cool things. You can do so many cool things with Fastball Special. You can do so many things. Oh, I have a Nimrod. Well, okay, eat that thing. Get 2. Get 2. And then bring back and make another one that's 12. Shit. If you want to do more than that, slap an Agni on that bitch. Eat that thing and produce more. I don't know. I don't want to tell you. Fastball Special is really good design. It really is. That's a good design. Unlike Wade Wilson, who's the same cost, but like, you wouldn't use him over Fastball in any deck. Hell no. I would use Fastball to throw Wade Wilson into a wall if I had the option. But we don't talk about that. Anyways, the video has been going on long enough. Here you go. Here's the list. Here's my honest opinion. Top of the cards this season, or of Weapon X season, Fastball Special, Adamantium Infusion, followed by Maverick, Marrow, Chamber, Honora, Wild Child, Weapon H, Omega Red, Sabretooth, Weapon X, Phantom X, Wade Wilson. That feels so weird. But it is what it is. It's what I said it is. So yeah, there you guys go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you disagree in any way. Once again, Weapon X is only here because I think he just needs a slight tap, like touch up. He needs a slight touch up. Like, boom. These two need actual buffs. Or like rework, slight touch up. Wade Wilson needs buffs. These two were more like a slight, just like a word adjustment here would make him better, and then an actual like couple words added into Weapon X, you know, start in your hand at beginning of game. Bam. Right? That'd be wait, and then for him, discard and or destroy. Bam, he's fixed. Wade Wilson, he needs some help. He needs milk. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think. Once again, it's my honest opinion. And yeah, have a good one. And this is the Weapon X season, and it was relatively good. Relatively good. Relatively good. Peace.